Hello, Carol again. Hello, Mario again.
Hi, teacher. How are you?
I'm still good. How about you? Has
I'm
anything
fine.
changed? Oh,
Sorry?
I was going to ask if anything has changed from last class.
Ah, yes, in the middle of the classes, all things change.
Oh, really?
No, of course not, teacher. Neither
Okay.
in the days. All
Uh,
days, all day in this is the same, almost
yeah,
same.
like I don't know if you got there in time when Oscar said it was another marmota day. He said that in Portuguese. You hear this part?
No, but
Yes.
it's true.
Yes, because in the United States, this day is celebrated, like
Yeah.
it's called the Groundhog Day, okay?
Okay.
Because people get together around the whole of a groundhog and it comes out on one specific day and it's very funny. It looks around, and there are hundreds of people around. And then if it goes back inside of the hole, it means the winter is not over yet. If it comes out and it stays out, it means it's the end of the winter. Understand?
Yeah.
Because this animal, I don't know how it can feel that the winter is not over or not over. So celebrate. It's called Groundhog Day. Okay.
Ah, okay. Okay. Understood.
And Oscar said he's just like a groundhog. He puts the head outside, looks, and goes back inside. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Exactly this.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a little more freedom because as I am on a farm, I can go out, I can walk around the house, I can pick up some fruit, understand?
Yes, yes.
So,
Here in my parents' house, I have more freedom, but I will come back tomorrow to my house. So the next weeks, I think will be more difficult for me. But
yeah.
let's see.
Do you live in a house or an apartment?
An apartment teacher in the small apartment.
Yeah.
Yes, but
So
I need to come back now. Yeah.
I, yeah. Yeah, I think an apartment would really give you this sensation
Yes.
of, like
Yes.
confinement. Okay.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah. Here I
Yeah.
walk around. We have a fireplace. So sometimes we light up the fireplace outside. We drink some wine, understand? Because
Yes.
I can't see any neighbors. So it's
Mm.
okay. So
Yes, the same in my parents' house. Yeah,
yeah, that's good.
yeah.
Marcos, how
But
are you, sir?
Hello, teacher. Hello, Carol. I'm
hi,
fine. And
Marcos,
you
how are
guys?
you?
I'm fine. Thanks
Fine.
for asking.
Good. Good to see you here again. Okay. Friday night. Where's your
Woohoo!
crush, man? Huh?
I don't know, teacher. I
You
know
don't
that
know?
after this pandemic, she will be my lady, not my crush anymore. She'll be my
Ah,
girlfriend.
okay.
For
But
sure,
so
for
far,
sure, for sure. After this
okay, I'll keep my fingers crossed, okay?
pandemic.
But let me ask you a curiosity question.
Yeah.
How are you single guys dealing with crushes in this quarantine?
It's
Is
a
it
good
only
question.
online? Yeah, yes, I'd like to know. Is it only online? Is it
Only
only
online.
like chatting and things like that? Yes. Sending
Only
nudes
online.
back and forth?
No. Oh, come on, teacher. No way. Come on. No.
No, no, I said it's curiosity. I'm just wondering, okay?
I don't know the
I,
other guys, but me just talk
uh,
with messages or sometimes I call to her.
I
Sometimes we
see.
spend all night talking.
On the phone?
Yeah.
Gee, oh, wow, this is a serious crush, man. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my
I don't,
gosh.
yes, I don't do that even with my wife. Imagine all night. Okay, all night long, all night. All night.
Because I work during the all day and she works too. So we
But
just
you're
talk with
not
each
working
other.
at home. You are going to your office?
No, but at home, like a home office. But
Okay,
and I don't have enough free time to talk with her by message or call to her during the day.
I
And
see.
she need it.
Okay. And she's also working at home.
Yeah, she's a lawyer.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm sorry, my friend. You're in trouble. Okay.
Yeah.
Teacher, come on.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
When we
Well,
start to discuss about something, I have to say to her, no, stop. You are not a lawyer right now. You're just the girl that I know. Stop to discuss with me.
yeah, well, but I can tell you something. It's better than going out or nowadays, as you say, having a crush who is a psychologist. Understand? Because I remember about 100 years ago, I started going out with a girl who was a shrink, as they say in English, or a psychologist. Oh my
Mm-mm.
gosh. Everything I did, it had to do with something in my past. Understand? She analyzed me all the time. She drove me crazy, man. Understand? Like, probably you said that because your mother one day, I said, oh, come on, keep my mother out of the conversation, okay? It was terrible. It was terrible. So maybe in this point, I think lawyers are better, okay?
I hope so.
Okay, maybe they would just judge you in legal terms, okay? Because if you go out with an analyst, they will shrink, or a psychologist, they will analyze you all the time. That's terrible, okay?
And it's interesting because sometimes I think that I need a dictionary by me to understand some words.
But if you keep this conversation online, it's good because you're fast online. I remember one day I had just mentioned the Russian brides, and you were already checking the website. Remember, Carol?
Yes, I
I
remember.
don't
He was,
remember.
oh, teacher, there are some good ones here, almost simultaneously. Okay, so if you keep this conversation online, it's easy to handle that. Okay, she says something, you just type there. Okay, dictionary, blah blah blah. Okay,
Yeah.
problem
This
is a face to face. Okay,
Yeah,
the
it's
best
true.
problem
thing is
is to
just
face.
to agree. Okay, my suggestion is always agree. Yeah, baby, you are absolutely right. I don't understand a word of what you said, but yes, you are right. Okay,
But I don't
so
know
you never.
the problem of lawyers. But sometimes she wants to hear me more than just talk.
Are you sure she's a lawyer?
Oh my gosh, Marcos, come on.
Oh, Carol. Carol
Yes,
is a
teacher.
centralizer, okay? So I don't know if she
Yes, a
likes
little.
listening more. I think she likes talking more than listening. Huh,
It's
Carol?
just short time. It's like
Normally, I
one
talk
and a
more, but I
Uh,
really try to listen more nowadays because I am a little
yes.
older. So I'm learned that it's important to listen,
Yeah.
but
I
my
think,
essential is talk more.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. She talks a lot, but
yes.
it's like a 1 day per month that she wants to listen them more to talk.
Well, that's good. So if you're,
No, because
oh, at least you have 1 day per month.
yeah,
Oh,
1 day per month to defend
what are
myself.
you complaining about? Okay.
Yeah,
It's better than nothing. Imagine if every day she wanted to talk more than listen to you. At
yeah,
least I think she has written in her date book. Today I'm going to listen to Marcos, okay? It's in her agenda,
it's
okay?
possible. It's
Yeah.
really possible because she likes to put everything in her agenda.
Okay.
It's really
And then
possible.
she has separated a day for you, okay? And the
I,
rest of the time she will control the situation,
yeah,
okay? What
but
kind of lawyer is she? Civil, criminal,
civil,
labor? Civil.
civil,
Okay.
civil. No, Mm.
I don't know
You
all the
don't
kinds.
know.
I
I
know.
don't believe, Marcos.
No, I don't know. It's not criminal. She finished his graduation in a criminal area, but it's not criminal nowadays. I think it's civil or labor or both.
Okay.
It's possible to be both. Because
Yes,
sometimes
I think
talk
Yes,
so.
can be. Yeah.
talk with me about labor judgments and the other times about civil. So I think it's both.
Yes, can be.
I miss
Yeah.
her. I miss this person.
Oh, you see?
Oh, so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I miss her.
That's why he comes to class every night. Here he has a chance to talk, Carol. See?
Yes, yes.
Anyway, it's been a nice conversation though, okay? But I
Yeah.
sent you the answers. Now I had the chance to look into Carol's paper, okay?
Yes, I receive it. Yeah.
Hey, you got it back?
Yes, yes. I like
You
it,
notice the
teacher.
changes? I made some
Yes.
notes for you, okay?
Yes, yes, I saw. Thank you so much.
I just couldn't increase your salary anymore because it was already a number very large, okay, Marcos? Marcos, if you had seen the salary she asked for, probably you would never apply for a job and talk about this, okay? The
Come
list
on,
of
teacher.
benefits were like 3-page long, okay?
Teacher,
Oh my
it's
gosh.
important. The benefits is not real, but I said this type of benefits to try this the
To
same
get
like
them.
this. Yes, exactly.
It's your wish list of benefits.
Yes,
A
yes.
wish list. A wish list. Yes.
I put the benefits because one day in the past I had an interview with the guy is in English and the I think that the guy was the Panama, but the interview was in English. And she asked me about the benefits, and I didn't
You were not
know
prepared.
exactly to say that. And I am
And then,
yeah.
oh, Mark, she even
Yeah.
listed benefits for future babies.
Future babies.
Yes, I
Yes.
forgot the baby's teacher. I need to put.
Yeah, you see? Like a private kindergarten for my children, okay? I need like about a certain number of diapers per month, okay? You know what is a diaper?
No.
It's what you put
Yes.
in a baby, you know? So when the baby like pees or
Yeah,
pools,
yeah,
it's in
yeah.
the diaper, understand?
Diaper.
So she even requested diapers, okay? And she
Oh
even
my
requested the
goodness.
brand, Pampers, okay? Pampers, okay?
It's amazing.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah,
best scenario.
yes,
Carol,
okay.
after you give me some tips to put in my presentation, to my questionnaire.
Your wish list of benefits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Marcos.
Ah,
I sent you. We'll send you.
uh, this afternoon, I was talking to my son, who obviously is not coming for Mother's Day, okay, due to the limitations of travel and things like that. So, but anyway, we were discussing and trying to imagine this scenario that is going to become real after this situation is over, understand? And it's
Yeah.
really interesting and unpredictable because I don't know. It's hard to imagine how the things are going to be. Okay, it's
Mhm.
I don't know. Do you predict? Do you expect, or can you imagine any scenario post pandemics? Can you guys do that? Because I think nothing's going to be the same for a long time.
Yes. This
Yes.
part I agree with you. But I don't know neither. Because
Okay.
everything changes. Like in the
Eh,
future of this pandemic situation, you can everything could happen. Like if the jobs, if the structure of the society, our behavior with a lot of things, I think you will be cleaner. We will use more things to clean yourself, like wash more the hands, wash more the foods, the things that you buy in the supermarket.
Masks, no?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think you probably use
mask
more
will be
masks.
practically, yeah, probably will be mandatory for a long time.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I agree with Marcus, but I think the first impact is will be the companies, the job. I think this is very affected, will be very affected to this crisis. I think that we had a tendency to home office, for example, and now it's a reality. So
Yes.
I
Yeah,
think this is the impact of the jobs is very strong.
Okay, but home office, you know, or telecommuting, as it
Mhm.
used to be called, telecommute. That was the name of home office at the beginning.
Mm.
Today,
Ah,
it's
okay.
normal to say home office, but at the beginning, they used to say telecommute. Okay.
Telecommute.
telecommute.
Yeah. I will try to write here for you because commute, this word commute, is a word that doesn't exist in Portuguese. We don't have one word to define that. Okay, I'll write here for you. Let me see if I can do that. Oh, tele commute. You see, it's with
Okay.
double M. Commute.
Commute.
No, yeah, commute. Okay.
Yeah.
There is a verb in English, for example, to commute. I don't know if you are familiar with this verb.
No, not too much.
Yes, in English, I can ask you, for example, how long does it take you to commute? That's why I think we don't have one specific word to translate this word because to commute means the time you spend to go from your house to work and from work to your house. Understand? It can be either one. Okay? So how long does it take you to commute is like how long does it take you to go from your house to your office? Okay?
Ah, okay.
So when they started
Yeah.
telecommuting, it's using telecommunication means in order to work. That's the beginning of the home office, understand? So they
Mhm.
would say, I don't go to work anymore. I telecommute. Today they say I work at home or I have a home office, understand? But let's think about what do you think would be the benefits for you, for the society, but also what do you think would be the not the benefits, but the disadvantages of telecommuting to the society. And I'll tell you a real case. Let's see if you can imagine a scenario like this. If everybody starts telecommuting, for example, what do you think would happen?
A teacher, everybody all the time in commuting, I think it's not so good too, because you lost the human contact, and I think it's
Mm-hmm.
important this contact uh,
Okay.
with other person. I think it's important that the change the information and look in the eyes. I think this contact is very important, and lost this.
Losing this.
Losing this is not so good. But I think
Okay.
we have you need to have I don't know how can I say that in English, meio termo, how can I say that,
A middle term.
a middle term can be
Yes.
a middle
Yes.
term, and so we can 2 or 3 times in the week have a telecommuting, and the other
No, we
days
could
you
telecommute
uh,
twice or 3 times a week, and then the
yes,
other day
yes,
we could go to
you
the
go,
office.
yes, you go to the office. I think it's a good way
Okay.
to
What do you
us.
think of it, Marcos?
I think I agree with Carol, because sometimes we need the contact eyes to eyes is
Eye to
necessary.
eye.
Eye to eye.
Yeah.
But the telecommuter, you you be interested because you save time in you can manage you can schedule your own job. You save time to go to the work. Sometimes the people live from far for the company, spend 1 hour or 1 hour and a half to get in the job. And if the telecommuter, you can start wherever you want. You just need to have something like a schedule to do everything,
Schedule. Yeah.
schedule to do everything that you need to do, and don't lose any time. And yeah, something like this. But I
But do
agree.
you think when you start telecommuting, do you think usually you work less or you sometimes end up working more?
I think I work more.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like
That was
because
one of the first things that people discovered. They were
yeah,
working more at home than they would work at the office. Because
Yeah.
if you have to punch the card, to
Yes.
punch the
Yes.
yes,
card at 6 o'clock, at 5:30, you start getting ready for it. You already start shutting down your windows. You start organizing your desk. At 6 o'clock, you're
Yeah.
there, clap, clap, punching the card. But if you are
Yes.
working at home, you don't have to do that. Understand? So maybe you are in the middle of a task and then you say, I'll just finish this and then I stop. And when you realize 1 hour has gone by, understand?
yes,
Yes.
So
exactly
people
like yesterday.
discovered that yes, they discovered that they were actually working more at home than at the office. And at home, you don't get any extra hours, understand?
Yeah.
You have a certain task you have to finish, and that's it. Okay. If you were in an office, probably, I don't know, maybe engineers don't get extra. Okay. I don't know, depends on the company. Okay. But
Depends of the
most of the,
contract.
Yes.
yes.
I think it's interesting because I know some companies that have a resistance. Can I use resistance?
A certain resistance.
A certain resistance to the implementation of the telecommuting. And I think when these companies understand that the telecommuting is very, very good to to the company, uh, never this company come back to the old models,
Okay.
uh, uh, the traditional way to
Way of
work.
work.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, because it's
What do you
very
think?
good to the company.
Yes,
Yes, that's going to be my question. What do you think would be the greatest advantage for the companies that allow their employees to work at home?
For example, the company don't pay for the electrician, the
Electricity?
the internet, and don't pay for the food vouchers and extra hours that the employee work. So
the papers
it's
like the
yes, exactly. So it's very good to the company. Of course, we have the other cases. We have a discussion about the health of the employee. The I don't know what's the name in English for this, but uh, ergonomia do trabalho. I don't have idea how can I say that in English.
The labor
Uh,
ergonomics.
the labor ergonomics. We have a discussion about this, but
Yes,
I
at
think this
home.
is yes at home. But I think this is a very very small um, when you compare with the advantage to the company.
Yeah, but I'll tell you something you guys have not mentioned, okay? Because I have read a full case concerning this, so I know all the sides, understand?
Mhm.
Like companies saved a lot of money in their electricity because they didn't, for instance, imagine a huge like room with about 100 people working. Air conditionings were on all the time. They
yeah,
had to keep the lights on all the time. If the
Yes.
100 people started telecommuting, they didn't need, first, it was not even necessary to have a space as large as they had,
Yes.
okay? They could reduce the size. Second, the electricity bill would decrease a lot because nobody was working in the office. Third, no internet bills. Fourth, no coffee expenses with coffee breaks, understand?
Yeah.
Because if you want to have a
Yes.
coffee, you are going to have in your house, understand?
Yeah.
No, so for the company, on the company side, they did have many advantages, many
Many
advantages,
advantages. Yes.
okay?
Teacher,
Yes.
And yes,
do you think like the company has to pay more money for the employees because of this?
that's the point. Sometimes you can
Never
ask,
happens.
yes, I don't know if illegal is possible, but what I know is, for example, if the company says, no, you cannot come to the office anymore, you have to work from your house. You can, of course, tell them, well, my computer home is not appropriate for that. It's an old computer. So maybe what they could do, as I saw them doing in Europe, is they would loan you the money in order to equip your house, understand, with
Yeah.
the latest model of computer, and they would just discount like 1-2% of the price in your salary in the next 100 months. I don't know, but I saw
Mhm.
these happening, understand? And
Yeah.
they were also supplying houses with faster internet, so you could just turn in your projects or things faster, understand? This
Yes.
happened in Europe, okay? But things in Europe cannot be compared with Brazil,
And
okay?
your bills,
So
like the electricity bills,
yes,
you, you
that
don't
they didn't cover,
pay?
but no, no. What happened? That's one of the things I was talking to my son, because here in Brazil every day you listen to a lot of promises from the government. We're going to help you do this. We are going to release a special line of credit for small companies, medium-sized companies that can never get this money.
Yes,
Understand?
exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
So in Europe, they didn't make any promises. They just did many things. You know, it was not we are going to. For instance, in March, the day they decided to go on the lockdown, the same day they announced it, three things that I was awe. You know, like no light bills needed to be paid until September. And they didn't even know how long the lockdown was going to be for. No gas bills, no water bills, no mortgage bills. Understand mortgage?
Mortgage, like the
Yes.
apartment, the thing that you buy.
Yes, mortgage. Yes, mortgage is mor- mortgage. It's when you buy a house and you finance the house and then you pay a mortgage. If you don't pay, they get your house away. Understand?
Yeah.
But they suspended this immediately and became effective in March. So by the end of March, no one had to pay water, gas, light, or mortgage. And they are only supposed to start resuming the payments in September. Can you imagine this? So it wasn't like here. Here they you just listen to promises. We are going to give you 600 reais. Try to get. Understand? Do you know anyone that got it, already received it? I know only one. Understand? Everyone that told me about it said, oh, I did everything, but it said there was an error. I should check everything. I checked my data about 100 times and kept giving the same error. Understand? So here, just listen to promises. But going back to the telecommuting, because I want to give you different angles from the same thing. So there are lots of advantages for the company. You told me that it's better for you, in spite of working more, you can stay at home. You don't have to go to work. You don't have to go from your house to work. That's an advantage.
Yes,
Can you
I
think
think.
of other advantages you would have concerning working at home?
Yes, you can do the things of your house in the same time that you work. For example, washing the clothes and organize your house and I don't know,
House
organize.
chores.
Yes, yes, house
For,
chores. Exactly.
yes, organize the things at home, do the
Yes.
housework. Understand?
Housework. And if you
House,
have a child, you can spend more time with
time.
your child.
Okay. Those would be the advantage. But there are others. For example, Carol, be honest, huh? I know you are a lawyer sometimes. You tend to hide the truth, okay? Not to lie, to hide the truth. But
Okay.
when was the last time? When was the last time you went to a hairdresser? Do you remember?
Teacher, no, I can't remember. Because it was before that then travel to Canada. So I think 2 months ago.
And how often do you usually go to a hairdresser salon?
Every week.
Usually,
Every week. Every week.
Okay. So that means you haven't had your nails done or your hair brushed or you haven't dyed your hair or haven't had lights in your hair in the past 2 months. Yes?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. You see, let's start imagining things from other angles, understand? So 2 months for somebody that usually goes every week. Marcos, when was the last time you had your hair cut?
I think last month, 1 month ago.
Okay. Do you usually have your hair cut every month or no?
Every month. But before this haircut, I didn't go to the haircut to the barber 2 months. Like it was really big my hair.
Okay. So you hadn't been there for over 2 months.
Yes.
Now it was a month ago. So it was pretty good. But when was the last time you, Carol, or you, Marcos, went out to buy yourself like a new blouse, a new shirt, or a new pair of pants, or a new dress? Do you remember?
No.
Ah, 2 months ago or 3 months ago. Yeah.
I
Max?
don't, I don't remember.
Okay, now let's start trying to imagine the other side of the things, the other side of the mountain. Companies have good advantages, right? You also mentioned that you have good advantage, but what about the people that are in between you and the company? For example, the case that I studied happened, it was a real case, the real scenario, it happened in Portland, USA, okay? Companies had huge offices downtown and they started allowing their employees that had just moved to the suburbs to work from home. They started letting them telecommuting, understand?
Yes.
And then what happened? Well, I have a big office downtown, but now my 20 employees are working at home, so I don't need this big office anymore. I'll just rent
Yes.
a small room in maybe in a mall or in a outside the city because
A
here is very expensive.
co-works, no. Nowadays we
Yeah,
have
yes.
co-works. Yes.
Nowadays, yes. But at the time this real situation happened, they didn't have this co-worker shares or something like this. But anyway, they started leaving their big offices and moving also into the suburbs, into a smaller place, right? So do you know what happened to the downtown area in Portland? It became a ghost part of the town. There were no more offices. All the shops closed it down because there were no more clients. All the restaurants also shut down. And after a couple of years, it was like a ghost part of the city. Can you believe this?
Yeah.
Yes, makes
And
sense.
then, yes, because when you are in your office, if your office, of course, is not outside the city, but if it's like a building, an office building in São Paulo or in Salvador, in the downtown area, you have lunchtime, you go out for lunch, You use the
Yes, yes.
restaurants in the
Yeah.
area. Understand? Maybe sometimes if you have some free time, you can go out and maybe buy yourself like some new clothes, you know? It's your
Mhm.
time to relax. But if you are working at home, is it important the color of the shirt you are wearing? Is it important the if you have combed your hair or not? Think about it.
No, no, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you have a high impact in the economy and the small
Businesses.
business, yes. Yeah. But
This
for
is
uh,
but this is what happened, Carol. And
yeah,
then a lot of all the business practically in Portland downtown started closing because they had no more customers. Understand?
yes.
People had moved to the suburbs, they worked at home, and they would, of course, use the shops in the suburbs. They would not go into the city only to go to a shop.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
For
Understand?
these reasons that nowadays the companies needed recreate itself, and for example, implementation the online shops, for example.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
think about
it's not
as the
easy. Yeah.
no, as the small shops started shutting down, closing down, going into bankruptcy, okay, restaurants shutting. What do you think it happened with the tax of the city? Do you think the tax is increased or decreased?
Increase
Increase,
a lot.
No, the tax the government receives.
increase.
No, on
The
the
government
contrary,
received decrease because
decreased a lot
Ah,
because the
yes, yeah,
shops
ah, sim,
closed.
yes, yeah,
And
exactly.
there's
then
less.
the city of Portland didn't have like enough money
Mm-hmm.
even to maintain the lights, the public lights
The
on
public lights
all
on.
the time. Understand?
Understood? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because what their revenue with the taxes decreased a lot. Hundreds of shops closed. Understand? And what happened there?
It's a
They
serious
had to,
situation.
yeah, I told you, it's a real
I
place.
never stopped to think about all these impacts, but
No,
it's serious, yeah.
it is, if you stop to think, you can spend hours trying to imagine the impact of this in the society.
Yeah.
You have advantages on both ends, but in the middle, it's chaotic. You know, the situation
Yes,
is total chaos. What happens
yes,
is this: the small shops, they will close. The small bars, restaurants, they will also close. The big ones, maybe if downtown area, they will also close. And then the revenue of the city in terms of tax will decrease a lot. And then the city
decrease.
will not have money to pay for many public services. Understand? So the quality of
Yeah.
the public services will also decrease. And you have an avalanche of things. Okay? So we
Yes.
need to balance these, or the consequences are terrible. Okay, what happened in Portland? Nowadays it's very good again. I think the mayor had a very good idea. Most of the buildings in downtown area were totally abandoned, totally. Understand? It was really a ghost town. So the mayor decided, okay, if you buy an apartment here, renovate it, you have tax exemption for like 10 years. And we'll loan you the money with a special interest. Understand? And then people
Yeah.
started buying apartments, students started buying apartments, okay, using money from the government. And few people at the beginning started moving back into the city. But then they also invested some money in the public parks in the downtown area, of course. They created fountains and they started offering concerts, and that started attracting the people back into the city, understand?
Yeah.
On the weekends. And then some small restaurants started opening again. It was just like springtime. Little things started, like springing up here and there.
Mhm.
And it was a total revitalization of the city, the downtown area, understand? So
Mm-hmm.
it was a very good project, but the consequence of telecommuting are very serious, okay?
Uh,
Uh,
Teacher, when you
Yes.
when you are talking, I was thinking about the restaurants near my company, near the building that I work. The
Yes,
restaurants,
I
the
think the
small
same.
small
I thought the
stores,
same.
and I
Probably
thought
they
when
will
I
never
back,
open again.
yeah, because it are small, small
Yes.
restaurants, small stores.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe after the quarantine, you'll be a
Quarantine.
quarantine. You'll be a ghost buildings because
Yes.
I don't know. It's
You're
terrible.
going to see a lot of for lease signs. Okay, for
yeah,
lease, for lease, for
yes.
Yeah.
rent, for lease. Yeah, no, it is really serious. I have been following up in the section concerning restaurants because of my wife. I told you she's a chef. Okay,
Hmm.
but it's interesting. I have read interviews with the great chefs we have in Brazil, like Catala, Paloma Carrossel, that other guy, Fogaça, okay?
Mhm.
Most of them said that probably one or two restaurants they have will not reopen again. Understand?
Yeah, yeah.
And Atala is really concerned about Dom. Dom is his number one restaurant, which is
Yes.
like in top five restaurants of the world. But he said
Nice.
probably it's going to be very difficult to reopen this restaurant. Understand?
This is these restaurants was is are super famous restaurant. Imagine the small
No, the
uh,
small ones have no
yes,
chance.
yes,
Yes.
exactly. No
But
chance.
the problem is, like Atala was saying, he had created a certain work group at Dom that is impossible for him to maintain if the restaurant is not working. Understand?
Yes,
He
yes,
cannot, the quality and the type of food that he provide or he used to provide because it's not working cannot be delivered. Understand? Because everything is
yes,
like super okay. So it
Yeah.
can't be delivered. So he had to close down the restaurant. Okay. He has only one restaurant called, I think, Dito, Dito Norm. I don't know. My wife knows the names very well. That is able to have some delivery food because they used to provide like a less, let's say, exquisite food. Okay, so it was more standard. So they are just providing delivery, but
yes,
the revenue is about 30%. Understand?
yes,
So he
yes.
said he cannot keep up the other restaurants. Okay, with the 30%.
It's difficult to this type of restaurant offer the delivery service, for example, because it's
No, the
super
first.
exclusive and super
Yes,
expensive, and the
yes,
public that go in this type of restaurant don't want to eat the standard menu in your house. Understand?
that's the
It's
point. That's the
Yeah.
difficult,
point.
yeah. Yes,
And
because
he said
Dom
that,
is super expensive.
yeah, not even the food he had in his stock, he had to give everything away because he could not even transfer to the other restaurant because the quality was totally different. Understand?
Yes, yes.
And then he lost
All
practically
food.
all his inventory, like all the food he had. And the most important, he had an agreement. Alex Atala has this kind of thing. He would, for example, contact a farmer and say, well, I want you to produce this for me in a very green way, and I will buy everything you produce. I'll pay you like a certain amount of money per month. You will only produce for me. Okay. And he had this kind of agreement with many farmers, not only Sao Paulo, even in the Amazon, from where he would bring a lot of things. And what happened? The restaurant is not working. These families are, you know,
Yes.
suffering because he is not able to keep buying everything they produce. All right. So
Yeah.
we have to think of a new word. Okay. Probably we will never have the word as we used to prior to the pandemics. Okay. We'll have to think of it and imagine a new scenario, not only to work, but also to live. Okay. I have been reconsidering my life, what I'm going to do. Okay. But I think it's time to stop and rethink about
Teacher,
the future.
you intend to come back to the Europe?
Yeah, you see, I've got a car there. My brother even wrote, "Hey, I went out for a drive with your car. Okay, it was getting rusty." I said, "Okay, uh, so just wash it up, please, because it's been there for like 2 months." It was on the street. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I do. I do have a lot of things there. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You think after this situation, the job in Europe, the you'll be open, the doors in Europe will be open for
I
I
hope
don't know.
so.
the peoples or the people.
I don't know.
The
You see?
foreigners, no?
Yeah, the foreign
Yeah.
work.
Well, uh, in spite of having an Italian citizenship,
Yeah.
and I
I
don't know. Understand? So I really don't know what to expect. I have to go back because most of my clothes I left behind. Understand?
yeah.
No, I came back on the last plane allowed to fly to Brazil.
Yes.
Okay, no more planes were allowed to fly to Brazil after March 22nd. I
I
came back on
understood.
March 21st.
I
So I
come back
just,
the last plane to Canada from Brazil. Yeah.
yes, I just
You
grabbed
regret
it.
to come back? You too?
Yes, I come back in the last plane too.
Yes,
I yeah.
I just grabbed some clothes. I put in one suitcase, but everything I have, I left behind. Understand? I
Yeah.
didn't have space. I couldn't bring more than one suitcase. Okay?
I see.
So I
Yes.
left.
Uh, do you regret to you to regret to come back to Brazil, or do you prefer to
No,
stay there?
no. I think I have no regrets in life. Okay? I think it's a waste of time to regret doing or not doing something. No,
It's a
if you
good.
do that, no, think about why are you going to waste your time regretting things you did or not did in the past? Just
Yes, you can
enjoy.
change the past, no? Yeah.
Yes.
Ah, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I know that I have things left. I left a lot of things behind. I have to decide what to do. So the problem is, I don't know when flights will be available. Understand?
Mhm.
I do check every day, but there are no flights. Understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh, so I don't know. I think I'll go back and decide what to do. If I shut down my apartment, if I sell the car, understand? And
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know what to do. Okay. My wife is also reconsidering everything, understand? Because of the proposal she got to work for Senac, understand? So,
Yeah.
yeah,
And nothing is permanent, no?
no,
You
that's why you cannot regret, understand?
yeah.
Maybe some serious drawbacks you have in life will show you a new reality that sometimes it's better. Understand?
Yeah.
So we have to live every day and see what's going to happen. Understand?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yes.
I the only thing I know is I'm going back to decide what to do. But I don't know what I'm going to do.
Makes sense.
Understand?
Yeah.
That's it. Even if it's to go back only for another espresso and a croissant, I know that I'll go back to do this, and then I'll decide if I'll bring back everything I have, if I give to a church, a local church there, and don't bring back anything. Okay. The only
Yeah.
disadvantage is that I forgot to bring any sweatpants or shorts. Understand? So
Yeah.
I only have like couple social pants with me down here and the pair of jeans that I was wearing when I came back. All my casual pants I left behind. I didn't have space, understand? So
Oh
I
my
told my
God.
wife, yes, it's true. I have only, I don't know, but every day I'm
shirt,
wearing a shirt, only
Shirts.
social shirts, because there I needed to wear like social shirts to work every day, understand? And
Yeah.
all of them are long sleeves. I don't have one pair of shirts that is short sleeved. Can you believe?
I believe it, teacher.
Yeah, European style, understand? Like
Yeah.
it was in the winter. I came out of there at the beginning of the spring. So all my spring and summer clothes, I left everything behind.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's wait and see. All right, guys. Have a
Yes.
great weekend.
Thank you,
Okay.
teacher. Thank you,
Enjoy
Marcos.
your mother on Mother's Day. I don't know if you are a mother already, Carol. If you are, happy
I have.
Mother's Day. You have a
Thank
baby?
you.
Yes?
Me? No.
You have a mother, yes?
Yeah, I have a mother, only mother.
Yes.
I don't have a baby.
I cannot even go to say hello to my mother. My mother lives in a clinic because she's been with Alzheimer's disease for more than
Mm,
10 years, understand? And
yeah.
no one is allowed to go inside of the clinic, understand? So I
Ah,
only go
okay.
there to take her some medicine, and that's it. So
Okay.
enjoy Mother's Day, and I'll see you guys
Thank
on
you,
Monday, all
teacher.
right?
Thank you,
Thank
teacher.
you. See
Bye
you
bye.
guys. Bye bye. Thank you.
Bye bye. See ya. Good evening.